Maintaining the pro bono commitment from the founding of Leonard Street and Deinard in 1922 on through 2013 happened in a number of ways, but I think the most important one from my perspective is that it becomes a part of the culture of the firm. There's commitment when individuals want to do pro bono. There's culture when that becomes part of an organized mindset within the firm.
From day one, when you walk into Leonard Street and Deinard, whether as a summer associate or as a lateral attorney, you're going to meet with the pro bono coordinator and learn about the pro bono program and how important it is.
About 100% of our associates devote a lot of time to pro bono, maybe 50 or 100, 150 hours or more. And I think 80% of our shareholders, year in and year out, are doing substantial pro bono work.
The attorneys at Leonard Street and Deinard step outside of their billable practices to provide pro bono legal services in the areas where there's unmet need in the low-income community. They'll train up on an area of the law that they don't typically practice in, and then they'll represent that client and they'll stick with it.
You can see the reward and the assistance that your services provide each time you meet with the client, how thankful they are for the services, and just at the end of the day, when you can tell the client you won, you know that you did something good.
About 20 years ago, the son of one of our founding partners, Amos Deinard, a physician affiliated with the University of Minnesota and its healthcare clinic in the Phillips neighborhood, asked our then managing partner whether we would be interested in forming a pro bono clinic that would be housed right within the health clinic. He had seen that any number of the patients they were treating couldn't focus fully on their medical issues because they were perhaps being evicted, or they were denied government services, or they were in the middle of a divorce, or there were immigration problems. So he saw those looming legal issues as being just as much a part of helping them as the health work he was doing.
One of the things that I discovered early on about the clinic was that not only were they interested in the issues that I had, but they were also interested in them from a whole person perspective and also valued me as a human being.
The reason this clinic is here is because our surrounding community has many, many people living in poverty. And one of our goals is to provide access to health care, but as we go through that, the community also needs legal services.
I was giving an attorney from Leonard Street and Deinard, and he was very approachable. He was like an angel from heaven, and his heart was in it. And he was just as happy as I was when we heard the final verdict.
When I look through our cases at the end of the year and review all of the documents and the numbers, I'm humbled by the work that the attorneys at Leonard Street and Deinard have done in a given year. I can't believe that time and the energy and the commitment they have to our clients, not only at the clinic, but through all the various groups that we work with.
As lawyers, I hope we never forget that it is in fact a privilege to practice law. We carry a license that allows us to do really interesting work and have really enjoyable and wonderful careers serving the interests of a broad array of clients. The privilege of having that license means we flat out have an obligation to give back to the community, especially in terms of doing pro bono legal work.
Moving people from poverty to self-sufficiency is not an overnight activity. It takes many people helping one another to move to that place. And I get kind of choked up when I talk about this stuff, but that's what people need. They need a helping hand, and that's what Leonard Street and Deinard is.